Hey BookTube! It has been a while since I've actually sat down and filmed a video, so there's probably videos going up before this, but this is the first one I've filmed in a while, so kind of forgotten what I'm doing. You've probably gained like an idea from my other videos, but I have not been doing very much reading lately, so you would think hauling books is sort of counterproductive for me right now, which it is. It hasn't stopped me buying books though. So yeah, I guess it's time for a good old book haul today. I think I've kind of mainly stuck to like fantasy series, so either complete series, like the books I need to complete a series, or they're all fantasy, and they're mainly related to completed series. I think that makes sense. I honestly don't know what I'm doing anymore. With that said, I'm just going to start getting the books out because that's what we all know and love, right? Books. So actually the first 3 books in my haul are all from the same series, and I think it is called the Dragonslayer trilogy, and that is by Duncan M. Hamilton. So that is Dragonslayer book 1, book 2 Knight of the Silver Circle, and then book 3 Servant of the Crown. And they make for a nice colourful set. I've just realised that in my like casual setup for today, you're not going to see them behind me. I could just like throw them on the bed. Yeah, let's do that, sure. So book 1. I have no idea what this series is about other than dragons, fantasy and dragons, and I honestly really don't need more to make me buy a book. Yeah, it was a completed series. They're all very short, which back at the start of the year when I thought I was going to be attempting to read like 75 to 100 books this year, it's not gonna happen. No, sorry, no. I was trying to buy a lot of shorter and smaller books and completed series so that I could have things to like binge all the way through start to finish, and also if they were shorter I could read more of them, you know, in the same amount of time. So that was the idea. Did not pan out for me, but I still have these books and I still would have bought them anyway, I think, because dragons. The synopsis is this, and this is honestly more text than I have read in a long time. It's been 1,000 years since dragons filled the skies above the countryside, 1,000 years since mages and swordsmen joined forces to battle the magical creatures to destruction. Okay, already, yes, I love knights, mages, dragons. You're just sprinkling in, like, this was already a feast and you're just sprinkling, yes, MSG to my reader taste buds. The fuck kind of metaphor is this? A dragon is now awakening, so I guess this is going to be about hunting and killing a dragon. Maybe. I'm not absorbing the synopsis. It's big ADHD mood right now. This is going to be the worst book haul. I'm so sorry. But you know, you can't dangle. Finished series, pretty hardback covers. I'm really hoping to get round to, like, as with everything, I say this every time, I am really hoping to get round to reading all of these at some point. I don't know when that point will be, because what even is time? Like, have I been in quarantine for 8 months, 8 years, or like 8 days? This is all the same. But either way, you know, dragons, knights, mages, yes, literally yes. If you threw a vampire in here, this might be like my perfect cocktail of all books. So, okay, the next book I do own. I just don't know where I've put it because I remember being angry with it. But that is Tevinter Nights, which is the newest addition to the Dragon Age series of novels, and pre-ordered it, bought it. I will read it eventually, obviously, when I read my way through all of the novels. I'm not all the way through the series yet, you know, like a fake fan. The thing that annoys me is I own all of these books they're in like a tiny little mass market paperback, which is so cute, and also like these big fancy like really heavy gilded hardbacks. This book is a standard size paperback and has the most garish yellow spine, and I'm so mad because it doesn't fit. Like I physically can't get any editions of the other books to match this. I'm so mad. I just want it in mass market paperback or the nice big like illustrated hardbacks. I do not know what this is and I hate it. I will still read the book, obviously, because I love Dragon Age and all things Dragon Age, and it's just like it's just my favourite. I love it so much. But I remember being so annoyed at this book. I was like, this is why I don't know where it is, because I can't put it on my shelf. I cannot put it with the rest of the books because it looks revolting. So I've probably put it in a drawer somewhere. I don't know where anything is right now. But yes, this is in my haul. If you like Dragon Age, again, it's just a continuation of those novels. I'm assuming it's going to be a prequel to whatever the next game in the series is, and I guarantee we will have the game before I read this book. So So I'm just that behind. So the next two books in my haul, again, I was finishing off a series I had not started reading, I just bought the first copy. So a while ago I hauled, I think it's called Prince of Fools by Mark Lawrence, which is in the same universe as his like Prince of Thorns, Emperor of Thorns, whatever it's called series. So I bought that one because I didn't really want to read, I'll get into it in a minute. Basically I'm just finishing the series, so I picked up The Liar's Key and also The Wheel of Oshime. So yeah, this is like a companion series to his like debut series, which is a very, very grimdark fantasy. These are the last two books in that companion series. I think they're set afterwards, maybe. I'm honestly not 100% sure because I haven't read any of it. But I figured I might as well pick up the like companion novels like while they're available in hardback, because I do own that one in hardback already, and Swords Law it would be that I would finally get around to reading them and then figure out that there's no hardbacks left, and then I would have mismatching covers, and I can't have that, so I figured I would just buy them. I also figured I'd take a chance on this because I did really like the what's it called, like the Red Sister, Grey Sister, Holy Sister series by Mark Lawrence. I did really enjoy that series. There were some issues with it, but it was good. I think, was that the start of this year? It feels like it was years ago that I read that, but I think I read those this year. So yeah, so I do like his work enough to give some of his other series a try, and so yeah, I'm just picking up some of his stuff, as you will see in a minute. Okay, so moving on from that Mark Lawrence series, which is the companion to this series, which I think is the King of Thorns, Prince of Thorns, Emperor of Thorns. I don't know what it's called. It doesn't tell me what it's called. This says special gift box set. I don't know what it's called. It doesn't actually have the name on there, but the names of them are all here. Yeah, I finally decided to pick up this series. A lot of people like it. I don't trust any of you, but a lot of you really like it. Everyone says it's like a really, really super grimdark kind of grimdark. I get the impression that it might be a little bit like cheesy, try-hard kind of grimdark. I tell you why I have that impression. I swear I got a free ebook sample of this first book. I can't prove that I did. I don't know why I think that, but every time I read the like first few pages, like the intro to the first book, I remember reading it on my phone on like a free ebook website. So either maybe before it got picked up by publishers, an early draft was pasted there, or somebody abused copyright and posted it there for free illegally, and I just happened to pick it up. And I really remember hating it. I remember I must have been very young at the time as well, because obviously this has been out for quite a while, and I remembered really hating it and just deleting it straight off my phone after like maybe like a page. And I genuinely think it was this book. I really think I did read part of this book and hated it, even as a kid. And yet here I am buying them all. I have decided to give it a chance. Maybe the intro just sucks. Maybe it is just really cringy and sucky and just like, I don't know. I feel like if you do too much, you get to a certain point where it's so over the top that it becomes like ham acting, but for grimdark, and that's what I feel like this might end up being. Like, it's gonna get so grimdark and I'm just gonna be like, but I don't feel it though. Do you know what I mean? Either way, I have decided to give these three books a chance because, you know, I did like the Ancestor trilogy, that's what it's called. I did like the Ancestor trilogy, so I will try this. And then to go along with those books, I also picked up, I think this is like a novella or a collection of short stories. This is Road Brothers, and I'm pretty sure this ties into the plot of, where is it that I cannot do the reverse camera angle. I'm pretty sure that this is short stories or like a novella about the characters in this trilogy. It's a confusing haul at the moment, but I'm basically hauling a lot of Mark Lawrence, as you will continue to see, because the next book in my haul is The Girl and the Stars, the lovely, beautiful UK hardback edition, also by Mark Lawrence. Wouldn't you have guessed it? So this is the continuation of the Ancestor trilogy. It's not following, I'm assuming it's not following the same characters, it's following different characters, but it's set in that same universe, and it's continuing, I guess, like the narrative of that world and that story. New characters, new plot, but I think it's continuing like the history of this world, and I am so interested to see where this goes. This, I'm pretty sure it's going to be set in or like the main character is going to be from like these ice tribes, which if you've read the first book you'll be familiar with. I don't know, it's probably the perfect time of year to read this actually, because it's cold, icy, wintry, so maybe I will try and bump this up my list. I had planned obviously to read this like the day it came out, so I know next to nothing about the plot of this other than it follows on from, I guess, like the timeline. I'm assuming it's not a prequel, I'm assuming it is like a sequel. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back into this world. I really like sort of like sci fantasy, science fiction fantasy. It's a niche genre sometimes, but I like the way it's done in this world. Definitely one that I really like. Of these, I think this is the one that I'm most excited to get to. Hopefully I will read this one soon. I say that as someone who's read like nothing for like the past 8 months, but I hope I'll read this soon. Okay, only 2 books left in my haul. So the penultimate book is the finale in a series that I also hauled earlier this year. I think it could have been last year, but I think it was earlier this year. I think it is called the Ash and Torment series by Den Patrick. So this is Nightfall, and this is book 3, the final book in this series. Book 1 is called Witch Sign, and book 2 I think is called Stormtide, and these are the beautiful UK hardback editions, but the paperback covers are also stunning. And I am so, like, if these were in hardback as well, I would be so tempted to have multiple copies of this book. But yeah, I don't want to read this, like, the synopsis and spoil myself, but I think the general premise from the first book, if I remember, because it's been a while since I filmed that video, I think that magic is, like, outlawed, and I think people that are born with magic, like they're born with maybe like a witch sign or something like that. I'm not sure, I'm probably completely totally making that up. What I will say is, forbidden magic, you know, fantasy, has dragons on the front, again, ticking many boxes for me personally. This is not a very informative haul. I am excited to get to this one, only because I had a dream that I read it, and I think I read them out of order in my dream. This is entirely ridiculous, but I am wondering if at any point in any of the books there will be a scene like the one in my dream, so that I can be like, I don't know why. It will serve no purpose. We'll see, or I'll see, maybe, if I ever get to reading it. Okay, and the last book in my haul, and I think, yeah, this is like the most special book in my haul. That book is The Trouble with Peace by Joe Abercrombie, and this is a lovely sprayed and, oh, it's sliding out of its cover. A lovely sprayed and signed edition. Can you see? I don't know, it's really starting to slide out of its cover. I'm just gonna hold it gently. This is the sequel to A Little Hatred. Basically, Joe Abercrombie's main series of books sort of concluded, and then this is set either 1 or 2 generations after, and he's advancing his fictional world. A lot of fantasies will have this thing where like the state of the world never really moves on, but in these books the landscape is sort of going through this industrial revolution, and so you're getting a different style of fantasy, a different style of warfare, different characters and different plot lines become available, and I always think it's really interesting when you, I guess, follow a world through like major changes. So this is book 2 in like the entire like second series, I guess. It's like the second generation of books in this world. Obviously, because I suck still, I have not read the first one, but again, this is again one of the things that is very high on my list. I really like what I have read so far of Joe Abercrombie, so I do really need to get my stuff together and read more of these books. I'm being bad at it, I'm not being really good with it, but I will get there. So yeah, there was my, actually for me, fairly small fantasy haul. A lot of fantasy series sort of like being, I don't know, picked up in their entirety or just completed by this haul, so at least I don't have like the odd 1 or 2 books just sticking out here. So yeah, that is it for this video. I still don't remember who I am or what I'm doing, or where I am or anything, but yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you remember that I exist. Thank you, I guess, for not mass unsubscribing when I forgot to post for like the past 8 months. But yeah, do feel free to like fill me in down below in the comments what I've been missing, and you know, if there's any other books that I really should be including in my hauls, because I've kind of dropped off BookTube a little bit, and so maybe I've like missed some news on what like the hot new fantasy book is. Please tell me. Please tell me. So with that said, I'm gonna go and try and find a space on my shelves for these books. They are my shelves are not yet ready to be seen by the human eye. They're not fit for viewing at this point in time. So I'm gonna see if I can figure that out. Yeah, maybe I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, BookTube!